Tower of God, episode 8. Now, first of all, listen, I'm well aware I'm in desperate need of a haircut, right? I mean, this is bordering on absolutely ridiculous at this point, okay? We've got clippers on the way. I'm going to be going from this horrendous haircut to potentially, as it's not going to be a professional, an even more horrendous haircut, okay? That's beside the point, okay? I took a week off with last week's episode. I wasn't quite up there mentally, so we took a little week off break from YouTube. But I'm back again late in true fashion of the channel with this episode of Tower of God episode 8. It was another fantastic episode. It's to be expected by now though, isn't it? That being said, we're a decent chunk now actually into this first season. Like I said, 8 episodes, and I believe it's going to have 13 episodes overall. We're a decent chunk in by that point. We're way past the middle section. And as much as I've absolutely loved it so far, I am slightly confused actually in sort of what direction it's going. Like, I can't envision how the season is going to end, or how this arc is going to end in a fashion that will suck me in still for the arcs following on from it, and potentially suck me into reading the webtoon straight after it finishes. Because I'll be honest, I've started considering it, okay? I was originally going to stick anime only, but I think maybe if it's something you guys want, I might do like some live streams or something of me just catching up to the webtoon once this season's finished from wherever this season ends. I'm considering it, okay? Just because I am hooked, and I don't know when season 2 could ever come out, so maybe I'll have to jump on it while it's hot. I'm not too sure. But on to this episode. There were many twists in this episode. The main one, of course, being that crazy twist during Team A's test. That being said, I'm not too sure if there's actually a great deal to discuss from this episode, but I will try my best. This episode did a fantastic job in showcasing the overall capabilities of the rankers. Like, from this episode, we get that rankers are incredibly strong, but that's sort of it. There's still a huge element of mystery surrounding them. We saw enough to make us think about how strong they actually are, but we still didn't really see a lot, if anything. We didn't even really scratch the surface of them, if we're being honest. Like, I really love Quant, but that one ranker from that one girl's backstory, I can't think of a name, and I refuse to look up characters right now because I'm bound to get spoiled. But that backstory, and that ranker especially, was quite frankly terrifying. But I'm really excited to meet him and see who that guy is, because his identity was clearly hidden for a reason. Talking of that backstory though, I did want to comment on it briefly. I feel like some people will call it like a really cliche backstory or something like that. Saying something like,
"Wow, friends and family slaughtered in front of them, how original."
People just like to moan at the end of the day anyway, don't they? But this backstory did do a great job in humanizing her character, which is incredibly important. It also gave some great depth to her as well. And Ho still scares me. But we had Team A's test, like I was saying in this episode. And I wasn't overly blown away by the test, or quite a bit of this episode, until the end of the test. That was when this episode sort of took me by surprise. Because we had Khun showcasing his outrageously good strategic efficiency by not only tricking a ranker, like that scene was stunning in and of itself. Like that quick slow-mo shot of Quant falling to the ground and looking at Anak was, that was such an incredible scene from the directing standpoint of the different angles and shots and the storyboarding and the soundtrack especially. It was fantastic. But anyway, besides the point, like I was saying, not only did he trick a ranker, he even went even more high IQ plays by then tricking his team. By tricking them into thinking he was tricking the ranker so that they could win, when in actuality he was tricking them so that the ranker could win, and then bam, his teammate and friend could win. God, that is confusing. Honestly, that was a crazy good twist that I definitely didn't see coming, and it put a huge smile on my face and completely elevated the episode from just sort of decent to good, if not great. Khun is he's just one of them guys. You can envision him and Bam growing up into a great partnership and friendship together. It gives me huge Gon and Killua vibes, which is such a massive compliment, really. Quickly onto Bam's team, then Team B. They started their test right at the end of this episode. And the cliffhanger was seemingly ENQUIRIES betraying her team. Now, I hope they don't just rehash what Khun did with Team A at the beginning of this episode, because that would feel like a bit cheap and boring. But as of right now, I can imagine that her motive of betraying Team B would be so that Rachel would lose. Honestly, I'm lost, but whatever it is, I will stick by ENQUIRIES' decision, because at the end of the day, I am still 100% a bona fide simp for ENQUIRIES. I'm sorry, I've got to be honest, I am. Overall, it turns out there was a bit more to dissect in this episode actually than I originally thought. Another good episode, definitely not the best by any stretch of the imagination, but it did enough to make me want to keep on watching and learn more, so at the end of the day, you can't really complain there. If you did enjoy this video and the episode, then make sure to hit the like button, subscribe as well if you're not already to become a member of the Senpai Squad. Let me know in the comment section down below if Webtoon Tower of God live streams are something you'd potentially like me to try and do at some point, and I'll think about it. I'll be seeing you guys in another video very, very soon, but as always, until then, peace.